Hi, this is Rahim Zulfikar Ali from Excel Basement. In this video, we will learn and understand the differentiate between two DAX functions, that is related and lookup value. So let's get started. In this particular model, I have two tables. The first one, which is on left side, is the customers table, and on the right side is the orders table. The customers table is a dimension table, whereas the orders table is a fact table. Between these two tables there is a one relationship created, which is one to many, and the common column between these two tables is customer ID. Okay, so let's get started. If you can observe here, we have two tables. The first one is of customers, where we have all the information about customers. There are four columns: customer ID, customer name, province, and customer segment. Okay, and then we have the orders table, where we have all the real time business transactions here, order ID, customer ID, order dates, and so on. Now there is one column missing in this orders table, and we need to look up from the customers table, and that column is basically customer names. So we have customer ID column in the orders table, but we don't have customer name. So how to look up, if you are primarily an Excel user, you know that in Microsoft Excel you use VLOOKUP function, right? But here we have two different DAX available in Power BI. The first one is related and the second one is lookup value, and we will understand that in which kind of scenario we need to adopt which kind of DAX. Okay, so now as we know that we have two tables and there is a relationship is already being created, so in that kind of a scenario we will use the related function. Remember that related will work same like VLOOKUP as you use in Excel, and for the most important thing to understand is related will work when you have a relationship built between the tables. Okay, now how to execute that? Very simple. So as you can see here, in the column tools tab there is a feature that is called new column. So we will insert a new column and we will write a DAX here. So I will click on new column, and in this formula bar, as you can see here, first give the name of the column, which is, let's say, customers names, and after equal to, let's type related DAX, and what we need to fetch, we need to get, or we need to fetch the customer names from the customers table. So we will select that customer names column from the customers table. This is known as fully qualified reference. First we have the table name, and then we have we want the customer names, right? And I will press the enter key. So now you can see that it's very simple. You got all the customer names based on the customer ID here. Now let's again go to the data model, and what if I delete this relationship? So I will just right click and I will press delete. Okay, so now the relationship has been deleted. Let's go back to this data view, and you can see here the customer names giving an error. Why? Because the related DAX will work only when you have a relationship on the back end, and that should be the right kind of a relationship. So let's go back to the data model and create a relationship. So I will drag this customer ID to this customer ID, and again let's go to the data view. So now you can see that customer names have been shown correctly, and it's very easy to use the related DAX. Now what if there is no relationship and we still want to fetch the customer names from the customer tables to get into the orders table? So this is also possible, but we need to change the strategy. We need to apply a new DAX, or a different DAX you can say, that is lookup value. So let me delete this relationship. Okay, so let's go back to this data view. Now you can see that there is an error, so we don't want to have a related DAX here. So I will just delete this column, and let me begin again. So now again I will, as you can see on the table tools tab, there is a new column. So I will click on new columns. So let's give a nice name first, customer names, and this time we will use lookup value DAX. So the first argument of lookup value DAX is result column name. So we know that there is a in the customers table there is a customer name which will be the output. Then the second argument is the search column name. So based on the customer ID in the customer table will be the search column name, and then the last is the search value. So definitely in this particular orders table which you are seeing on the screen, we will choose the customer ID which is in the orders table. So this will be a kind of a lookup value, searching value, and that searching value will search in the column of customer ID in the customers table, and from that customer table we will get the result column name. Okay, and I will just close the bracket. So if you have used primarily Microsoft Excel and if you have gone through index and match kind of function, that works like same. Now as you can see that we have got successfully all the names of the customers based on customer ID, and even if we go again to the model, there is no relationship between these two tables, but still the lookup value is giving us the right results. So I hope you understand that when you have to fetch some values from the different columns, if there is a relationship you can use related DAX. If there is no relationship you can use lookup value DAX. Thank you.